Under the midnight sun, troopers find themselves in a dangerous high-speed pursuit.
Back on 43, just passed in a no passing zone on the left. Speed's 100.
On the water, wildlife troopers patrol a dangerous fishery.
The water's really swift, really cold. A guy who goes in the water here doesn't stand much of a chance.
In Anchorage, police are on the lookout for a pair of thieves.
He's in there. He's not giving anything.
Anchorage police with that carry on! You're in the swamp! Be clean up or you're gonna get bit!
There's a time to be nice and there's a time not to be nice.
Put your hand behind your back, now!
Hey, he's got a gun in his hand. He's got a gun.
Put the gun down! Put the gun down!
It's a 60-degree summer evening in Alaska's Matsu Valley. During the end of June, the sun barely sets, just dipping below the horizon for a couple of hours.
44 NCIC, go ahead.
44 copies.
Trooper Lance Ewers patrols the streets under the lingering evening sun.
The sun is out for a long period of time. My favorite time of year in Alaska because it's so sunny all the time. Last night, for instance, it didn't even get dark. It got dusk, and then the sun started coming back up again. It's a cool place to be this time of year.
Longer days usually translate to busier days for the troopers.
People always up and people always out and about. It's a lot busier with just calls for service. You know, in the wintertime, we get the same calls as we get in the summertime, the same type of calls. But in the summertime, I think it's more frequent because there's more people.
As the sun begins to dip below the horizon near midnight, Ewer's shift is just beginning. But Trooper Tim Cronin's night is already in full swing. He's in pursuit of a vehicle that took off when he tried to stop the driver for speeding.
Did he turn off his lights? Back on 1B43, I'm on horizon. I turned around on a vehicle. He took off at a pretty high rate of speed. I'm still trying to catch up to him. Back on 1B43. He's always ahead of me. I do have a failed yield. He's run multiple stop signs.
10-4, do we have a vehicle description?
It's maroon. It had one brake light. It was moving over 70 miles an hour on KGB when he passed me. As soon as I turned around, he turned up horizon. He just turned left back on horizon towards KGB. High rate of speed, peeled through the stop sign.
10-4.
Anything down side streets? Yeah. He's up here still.
43, 32.
Back from 43, we turned right on Overlook. Where'd he go? I think he turned right. Or is that him over there? Back on 43, he's moving at a high rate of speed down the horizon towards KGB.
Copy horizon towards KGB.
Even with the pedal to the floor, Cronin struggles to catch up.
Back on 43, I'm going approximately 85 miles an hour. He's probably at about 90. He's about 300 yards in front of me.
10-4.
High-speed chases are extremely dangerous for both troopers and the motoring public. In the growing dark, it's critical to end the chase quickly.
All units 1033, 1033, 10-3 NCIC.
31 copy, where's your 20 now?
Passing mile 14, still outbound.
10-4, I'm going to try to hide my vehicle, see if I can make it there before you.
10-4. Back on 43, just passed in a no passing zone on the left. Speed's speed's 100. Passing Homestead. Back on 43, I'm catching up at a pretty good rate, about 100 yards behind him now.
After almost 6 miles, Cronin catches the vehicle and the chase takes a strange new turn.
Back on 1B43, we're slowing down. He's moving approximately 10 miles an hour. Driver's moving extremely slowly. Back on 43, driver put his hand out the window to signal me, but he's still not stopping. We're stopping at Gleason Lane.
Have you stopped at Gleason?
Driver, turn the vehicle off!
Still further down?
Keep your hands out the window, step out slowly.
Have my seatbelt up, which way do you want?
Reach down with your right hand.
10-4, continue. Brake 32 off your 10-20.
Step out of the vehicle.
KGB.
Now turn around. Back up towards me. Keep going. Stop. Get down on your knees.
Inlet business in KGB, we can be there.
Put your hands behind your back. Do not move. Do you understand me?
10-4.
Back on 43, I've got the driver out of the vehicle at gunpoint. Do not move. Do you understand me? Good to move in. Do not move. Anyone else in the vehicle with you?
No, sir.
Don't move.
No, sir. Can I ask for a favor?
Nope.
Can I have double cup?
Right now you're gonna have just one.
That's fine. That's no problem. Nobody else is in there. Everyone's fine.
Stay there. Stay on your knees.
Yes, sir. Sorry.
With the driver in custody, Cronin tries to figure out why he ran.
That is
Why were you driving erratically? When I initially turned around on you, I assume you saw me on Kinnick-Goose
I
Bay.
didn't actually see you. I broke up my girlfriend. Yesterday was in the daytime. I helped my friend out today, and I just had the worst last 3 days of my life that I've ever had. I don't know. I have there's no excuse to offer.
You're telling me that you didn't see me?
No. I never seen you guys. You guys were like behind me here, and I was just like, oh, where do I stop at? What do I do? Where do I go? And I just was like,
Okay, so where are you headed right now?
we were gonna go fishing here at Fish Creek here.
Were you in a rush or were you just going to look for it?
No, I just was reading some text messages actually, and it was just like,
Okay, you know that's against the law too, right?
no, I didn't know that.
All right.
It should be a crime.
Well, you said you weren't in a rush, so why were you blowing through stop signs and going 90 miles an hour?
If anything was alcohol.
The alcohol?
Drinking and driving, yeah. I'm sure I'm way over the legal limit. If I'm out here and I'm a danger to the people, then I'm wrong.
How many drinks have you had?
I'd say 8, 9, 10.
All right.
The only
Were
reason
you
why-
drinking anything while you were driving?
Well, I'm gonna tell you the truth. The honesty is, I left Anchorage and we got caught in the traffic, and I'm diabetic and I felt shaky and I had beer. I was gonna come out here and camp out. I started drinking early.
You can look under the front seat if you want.
What's that?
You can look in the front seat. You got a camera?
Just lean right there for me.
You should look at that with that one there. It's cool. It's Alaska.
Cronin finds open beer cans and a bag of weed in the vehicle. The man admits to drinking and driving, but Cronin must still run field sobriety tests to issue a DUI.
Okay, partner, here in a second, I'm going to take those handcuffs off you. I'm going to make sure that you're safe to drive, okay?
Okay.
So what I'd like you to do, if you're going to use this line, go ahead, put your left foot on this line.
Left foot forward.
Your left foot. Head on the line, keep your hands down by your
That's
sides.
one of the things that
Keep it like this.
I can't go any more forward than that.
No, keep your feet in line. See,
Put them any more forward.
you can't put them together in a straight line? Are you sure? Because your feet just crossed a second ago.
I think I'm over the legal limit to drive.
Okay.
I don't see the purpose. I mean, if you...
Well, if you don't want to do my tests, then we can just move on from there. But this is trying to give you the benefit of the doubt.
I feel that I have been drinking. I feel that I'm guilty.
The man forgoes the field tests and skips straight to the breathalyzer.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. All right, there you go. 172. All right, sir, just turn around, put your hands behind your back. You're under arrest for DUI, as well as failure to stop at the direction of a peace officer. We're giving you 2 cuffs behind, all right?
Thank you, Agnes.
He blows more than twice the legal limit, and the troopers find evidence he may be under the influence of pot as well.
Sure thing, yeah. A whole plant.
Marijuana plant and medications.
How much marijuana did he have? It's a pretty good amount.
These are under the driver's seat. These are on the passenger seat. That one's behind the driver's seat. That one's in the
So 13 open beers. So right now it looks like we got DUI, mixed 6, felony elude.
For the driver, it's an unhappy end to an already bad day.
I broke up my girlfriend. I just got diagnosed last week with high blood pressure.
What's that?
I just got diagnosed with carpal tunnel too. I believe I got a mosquito in my right temple.
Are you tired right now?
Super.
But for the troopers, the outcome of this chase could have been much worse.
This is already a dangerous road. That's why it's designated a traffic safety corridor. And then we got guys, you know, intoxicated, running from us, going 90 plus miles an hour. That's a bad combo. Thankfully, this one, he realized that there was no running. Judgment got the better of him. He stopped, and we went from there. It would have been easier if he'd thought before he acted and pulled over when we tried to get him to pull over. Yep, just another night.
40 miles south, in Alaska's biggest city, Officer Angelina Fraze works the swing shift for Anchorage PD. A call comes in about a man with a knife at a local homeless hangout.
Someone's called, wants to be anonymous, says that there's 8 to 9 drunk people and someone has a knife and he's throwing it at people. Homeless people always have knives on them. That's a huge threat to us.
Officer Fraze heads to the location, a park where homeless people tend to gather during the day.
Complainant said this is a homemade knife. So that's just another thing that we are always looking for.
When she arrives, 2 other officers are already detaining the suspect.
It's not a sword.
Can you tell us where this knife is so that we can be done with this and just figure all this out?
Anyways, right?
Why are you going to jail?
I don't know.
Or did you do something wrong? You're in handcuffs because you're being sort of a jerk.
I'll walk away. I have to go.
Can you tell me where this knife is so that we don't...
Yes, ma'am, I will.
Okay.
I'm going to court anyways.
Okay, tell me.
Right over there, you know, on that bear-proof can.
Just right on the ground there?
Here it is. Big old thing.
Now they have the knife, but the suspect won't admit to using it.
You're not telling us the whole truth. Why'd you throw it if it's...
Because I know that. Look at how that thing looks. It's illegal. I know it's illegal, that thing
Well,
is.
it's not illegal unless you have it concealed on your person.
Okay, do you know the bears and the moose that I fight out here?
That's why I'm saying this is Alaska. I mean, people got guns, people got knives, but my concern is you throwing it. That's my concern.
I'm not gonna throw it at nobody, I promise you that, man. Look at all those people that just walked away. They're all my witnesses. All you have here are this guy right here who put a gun on me yesterday.
The guy in the green?
Yeah.
Phrase talks to the complainant.
What happened?
He sit over here, they drink a whole half gallon of R&R. He just don't like the people he's around when he's drinking.
He said you pulled a gun on him.
I put a what? I don't even carry a gun.
All right.
I don't even own
Go away. Go away. Go home.
I don't.
Go home.
I don't even own a gun, young lady.
Stop coming here, okay?
There's no sign of an assault and no witnesses, so officers let the suspect go.
I can't have that back.
No.
I gotta protect myself against bears and moose out here. And
You can make yourself another one.
Back later, who's gonna shoot me?
Don't hang out here.
Can I take my stuff and go?
Yeah. Pick up your litter.
Thank you.
Be good, man.
But just as Phrase is getting ready to go, something else grabs her attention.
This guy can't even stand up. They both just fell down. You don't look so good, brother. Do you have ID?
With the man's condition, Phrase calls community service to transport him to sleep off.
1, 2, 3. Okay, let's walk to the road. Come on.
Go nowhere.
Oh, you need a shower, my friend.
I left my love in San Francisco. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to nothing.
Just sit, okay? Sit. You're not in trouble, okay?
I grew up a cowboy.
Okay, sit. Come on.
I grew up a cowboy, and cowboy never gives up.
You can be a cowboy up here, but you're gonna freeze, man.
Can you help me out to get out of this Alaska?
Seriously,
The bus arrives, and the man's on his way to get some much-needed shut-eye.
We have a real problem with this area. They all hang out there, and it's not illegal to hang out there, so there's not much we can do with them.
Easy.
We don't have a drunk in public law or anything like that, so if they're too drunk to take care of themselves, we can take them to sleep off, but other than that, there's nothing we can do.
With a population of over 280,000, Anchorage offers many of the cosmopolitan amenities of medium-sized cities in the lower 48. But it's a city with a wild side as well. On the other side of town, Officer Kevin Armstrong is on patrol.
14-1-10-7.
He pulls over a driver after she nearly hits another car.
Almost caused a collision back there.
Yeah, I apologize.
Okay.
The driver claims to have been distracted by something on the side of the road.
Hey, what's the deal with the guy with the goat?
He is a friend of mine, and I mean, the chances of ever seeing a man with a goat on the side of the road, it's impossible.
Yeah,
and I was
exactly.
like, my head was more on.
14, I'm also out with a man with a goat here at the same 21.
What's his name?
Sorrel, like the boot. And I am a big believer in tasty pets. I like the belief in getting a pig, getting a goat, more than a dog, you know, something that you can eat or drink, you know. Tasty pets. This is one of mine. I'm not going to eat them, though.
It's a ticket for the female driver and a safe ride home for the man and his goat.
Never seen a guy standing on the side of the road with a goat before either, so that was interesting.
Back on patrol, a call of a more serious nature comes in.
We got a report of somebody calling in saying that there's a homeless camp in the area and possibly a dead body underneath a blue tarp. They're indicating that it's been smelling bad for like the last 4 days.
Outdoor homeless camps are relatively common in Anchorage, even as the cold season begins to set in.
The way that the homeless shelters work is they're allowed to be in the homeless shelters for 30 days on and 30 days out to make room to rotate all the homeless people in. And usually when they're on their 30 days out, they set up homeless camps all over Anchorage. We've gone there before with shootings and stabbings, and I mean, it's just a large cross-section of the community and stuff, and just like people who are living in houses that are dangerous, we've got people that are living in the homeless camps who are dangerous also.
When Armstrong arrives on scene, officers have already located the tarp.
He said he was driving by and saw it?
He heads down into the woods to check it out.
You want me to do the honors?
Okay.
All right.
Dun, dun, dun.
Channel 1X4. It's an unoccupied bundle of clothing with a basketball. All right, we're all done. Okay.
A reported dead body turns out to be just a pile of clothes. As for the pungent odor,
the smell is probably the normal smell we get during the fall when the leaves fall off the tree and rot. And you can smell it right now. And apparently somebody going by looked down and saw the tarp on top of the clothing and just assumed that there was a body underneath there, which there isn't. So it was all for naught, which is a good thing because we don't need to find dead people in homeless camps. So.
out of the state's biggest city and into the real Alaskan wilderness. Like the Copper River Basin in south central Alaska. The Copper River runs almost 300 miles, making it one of the largest rivers in the state. It's renowned for its bountiful runs of king, sockeye, and silvers, attracting fishermen from around the world to hook some of the best salmon.
Have I already checked your paperwork yet this year?
Not mine, no.
Okay.
Wildlife Trooper John Simeon is tasked with enforcing state fishing laws in this uniquely Alaskan wilderness.
Well, out here in the Copper River Basin, the fishing rivers we have are so far apart, and getting to them is so extreme, either by boat or by foot. And then once you get to the point where these guys are fishing, we still have to climb down a 400 or 500 foot bluff and get to the water's edge and sneak up to them and actually catch them, doing something illegal. So that's what makes it a little difficult. There's only 2 wildlife troopers out here, and we probably have 500 to 1,000 fishermen at any given time fishing in all of our streams.
Today, he's heading onto the river to make sure everyone is playing by the rules and staying safe.
Well, it's water. You know, a lot of folks will come down and it's water. How dangerous can water be? But, you know, the wrong situation, the wrong boat, inexperience, a little bit of enthusiasm, sometimes a little bit of alcohol and some egos, and people make mistakes, and bad things happen around here when mistakes are made. Where's all your fish?
Almost everyone on the river today is dip net fishing, a type of fishing done with large nets and reserved solely for Alaskan residents.
Any luck? You know, we have people from all over Alaska. They come down here and they dip net their fish. This is an annual event where everybody in Alaska comes down to partake in. Good luck!
Simeon heads to a canyon downriver that marks the southernmost border for dip netting on the Copper.
On a nice, bright, sunny day, this is not a bad boat ride. Not a bright, sunny day today.
Here, the most daring fishermen descend down a 400-foot cliff to perch on rocks above the swift waters. One false step on the slippery surface could spell disaster.
The water's really swift, really cold, and as you can hear and see, it's really filled with silt. A guy who goes in the water here and doesn't get pulled out really quick doesn't stand much of a chance. Even if they have a life jacket on, the good chance if they go in the water, they're not coming out.
Simeon stops at a popular spot to check licenses.
A lot of reds will come up in here and they'll clean their gills and do a lot of floating around in here. And guys will come in and snag reds galore. So have you gotten any yet?
We got 40 or so fish, but not down this far. We've been up further up in the canyon or way up by the bridge.
This Alaskan is still waiting for his first catch of the day.
Oh, it feels just like something's hitting your net like this or something, and as soon as it does, pull a little and they get caught. If it's really good, you could get your limit, which is 30, in a couple hours here doing this.
For some, it's a frustrating day on the Copper, but that won't stop Alaskans from coming back next year.
When people first come to Alaska, it grabs them in a certain way. And a lot of them, they might leave, but it has like a calling. It brings you back, and pretty much after a while, you can't leave, and you're like, well, I might as well stay here.
Back in Anchorage, Kevin Armstrong is starting his patrol.
ABA 1 and 3 units, 10 to come.
It's not long before he gets called to the scene of an accident.
Come on. This looks like a vehicle motorcycle accident.
A motorcycle has collided with the back end of a 2-ton pickup truck.
So he put it down and the bike slid under and then he slid past you?
I looked in my rearview mirror as soon as I was coming up to the stop, and he just, I see him sliding, and then he just went over sideways. I was going to try and move out of the way. I couldn't move, and I just see him come rolling over this way.
Medics arrive, and the scene looks grim for the driver.
Did you come out where your front end slid out and low slid, or did you get tossed up in the air?
I would say I got topped. I went forward.
Okay.
I hit the rear brake and it slid, and that's when I killed it.
Luckily, the driver of the motorcycle suffers only minor injuries. But as for his bike,
They're going to have to jack it up.
firefighters must lift the truck to free it from underneath. Meanwhile, officers find a switchblade belonging to the biker.
It must have came out of his pant pocket or something when he spilled.
That would be illegal. Did he admit to it?
Yeah, it's his.
Oh, nice.
They discover the driver is a member of a local motorcycle club. If he has a criminal record, the illegal switchblade could land him in jail.
It's just a motorcycle club at this point, but we know that they've got some sort of ties to our local Hells Angels chapter.
Before they can run him, the crash scene takes another turn.
They're saying the inside of his truck smells like a pot farm.
Officers suspect there's marijuana in the truck, so they run field sobriety tests on the driver.
I think you smoked marijuana earlier than yesterday.
No.
Smoking more recently than that.
No, I have not.
The driver denies having any weed and consents to a search.
Is there any other weed in the truck?
No, there's not.
But officers find otherwise.
Hey, Kelly, can you see any more down under here?
No.
It looks like 2 or 3 Ziploc bags with marijuana in it, and you can tell as soon as you get up close to the vehicle, the odor is just reeking out of everywhere. So he gave Officer Whitty consent to search and look for it, and we found it. So he must not have thought that we were going to find it where it was at.
They charge the driver with a misdemeanor for the weed.
Yeah, so both drivers ended up getting charged. Both drivers are getting charged with a crime today. So, different from the collision. So.
Coming in 722C3.
Across town, Ruth Adolph starts her shift. Female officers make up just a fraction of the force in Alaska's largest and most dangerous city.
44-3 for accepted progress.
Today, a call comes in that puts Adolph right in the thick of the action.
2 suspects, 1 Hispanic male, and a no description on the other.
We're going to a theft in progress. People trying to take items from, it looks like another individual.
Please have vehicles on white van brakes.
Sounds like it's a van. I'm just not sure what kind.
We're at the playground. They can't find their...
On scene, officers appear to have one suspected copper thief already in custody. That leaves one on the loose.
Where's your ID? I don't have ID. You don't have ID, why not?
The rear's clear.
He's not in the van, so officers question the man they already have in custody.
You say that you guys do painting. When I looked in that van, I didn't see any painting supplies at all. I saw copper wire, I saw tubing.
We do painting and repair. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. And he picks you up and you guys come here, and then he goes into the lot, and now he's just gone.
That's what I'm saying.
It appears the missing suspect is hiding somewhere in the huge lot. It's filled with hiding places and metal scraps that could be used as weapons.
Right now we're trying to basically get a canine to respond so we can clear this lot, and it sounds like there's one person outstanding, yes, that may still be inside. And this is in reference to copper wire thefts, which in the recent past that's been skyrocketing. There's been a lot of thefts of copper wire in Anchorage. Did you see anything?
I saw him walking back and forth.
Okay. Did you see two people or just one?
I saw one guy.
One guy?
But I heard him talking, but I could never see the other guy.
He's in there. He's not giving anything.
The witness said the person may be in that little container right there.
The one that's cracked open?
Yeah.
What about him?
This guy, the witness says these guys don't work for this company.
Officers form a perimeter around the lot in case the suspect tries to make a break for it, and wait for the canine to arrive.
It looks like the trailer in question right now is this one right here that's facing us. A person could possibly be inside of that trailer.
The canine unit arrives, and officers cautiously move in, uncertain if the suspect is armed and dangerous.
Anchorage Police with a canine! If you're in this lot, speak to me now or you may get bit! Stand. Anchorage Police with a canine! You're in this lot! Speak to me now or you're gonna get bit!
Hold it.
Hold it.
The canine searches for a scent that will tell officers if someone's hiding in the yard.
Okay, go ahead and move on up.
Officers suspect the man may be hiding in a trailer in the back of the lot.
Yeah. Stand still. Stand still. Anchorage Police with a canine. If you're in this trailer, speak to me now or you may get bit. Anchorage Police with a canine. If you're in this trailer, speak to me now or you may get bit. Here. Here.
The canine finds no one, and officers move in to confirm. Just as it appears the suspect may have given them the slip, the dog sniffs him out.
Get your hands up. Stand still right there. Don't move. Stand still right there. Do not move. If you run, I'm going to send this dog after you. Understand? And you're going to get bit. So step out this way. Do it now. Step out this way. Do it now. Step out this way. Do it now.
Unable to fool the canine's nose, they take the suspect into custody.
We have had a huge problem with people stealing this copper, and then they cut it up into short lengths, they strip all the insulation off, and then they get $2 to $2.50 a pound. So a reel like that one down there will net them $400 or $500. And it's almost impossible to trace, because how do you prove where that copper came from?
Today's arrests are a win against the rising tide of copper theft in Anchorage. "260 miles north in Fairbanks,
Fairbanks 2014, 1087 Oasis.
Trooper Eric Hill is on an assistance call of a different nature. A man is reportedly lying in a ditch.
Well, you got to think, is this a medical emergency? Are they just intoxicated? Are they passed out? Are they 1079? You know, it could be a possible dead body.
He scours the roadside and finally spots his men.
Fairbanks 2014, I'm going to be out with looks to be a native male. White socks, blue jeans, black jacket, wearing white sunglasses. What's going on? Hey!
Yes, what?
What's going on, man?
Chilling. What?
Okay, we can't chill here. Hey, don't be reaching in your bag.
No.
Listen to me. You need to settle down right now.
No, I know. Okay.
Did you get your ID on you? Put the bag down.
No,
Put the bag down. Put it down.
Okay.
Hand behind your back.
Where?
Put your hand behind your back now.
Oh my God.
Sir, I'm not going to tell you again. Give me your other hand.
Oh my God, you're good.
Fairbanks 2014, send me 68. Give me your hand!
No.
I'm going to spray you. Fairbanks 14, 1 detained. What are you doing out here?
Me?
Yeah.
I was resting.
You can't rest here. You been drinking today?
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the most intoxicated you've ever been, 1 being completely sober, what would you say you are right now?
125.
125? Okay.
The man has no ID, so Hill searches him for clues as to where he lives.
You don't have anything that's going to cut me, poke me, or stick me, do you?
Go ahead, you check all my pockets. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna.
I got enough.
What's this?
But what he finds isn't exactly helpful.
Is that egg roll?
Yeah, I was at a 2-year-old's birthday party today.
Those are all egg rolls, huh? You gonna eat those later or what?
Yep.
Go ahead and stand up. Ready? Stand up.
I ain't got nothing illegal on me.
Did you get this side?
Yeah. Got some egg rolls and a lighter.
Yeah, you got egg rolls and a lighter in here, too.
In Alaska, snow falls as early as September, and sleeping outside without the proper gear can be fatal. Every year, hypothermia claims 600 U.S. lives. The troopers want to make sure the man finds shelter.
Can I drive?
I don't think so. I think you'd get arrested for DUI if you drove.
No, I wouldn't drive.
Hill calls the man's friend to see if he'll give him a place to stay for the night.
This is Trooper Hill at the Alaska State Troopers.
Fortunately for the man, his friend agrees to take him in.
I need an address to tell my dispatchers where I'm going. Okay. All right, bring it to your friends, all right?
What could have been a long and dangerous night for the man turns out to be a free ride home from the troopers.
Come on out. All right, go with your friend. You have a better day, okay? No more drinking.
Back in the Matsu Valley, Trooper Cronin patrols a moonlit Friday night when an unnerving call comes in.
Right now it sounds like a neighbor is calling in that there's an argument next door. Apparently it's something about someone shooting a dog and there being blood all over the house. This is one of those calls where you really don't know what you have going in.
Domestic calls take on an added element of danger for the troopers because 60% of Alaskan homes have guns.
If there's a gun involved, we're going to treat it as such. So I've got myself and one other unit going to it. So hopefully we can get there and figure out what's going on. Back on 1B43, both units, 1023.
When troopers arrive at the address, they approach with caution.
Who called this in? The neighbor? Yeah. What did she say she heard?
Verbal disturbance, something about shooting a dog and getting blood on the house.
Okay, I'm gonna go around bottom. Okay, I see people coming down. You might want to announce they're coming down the stairs.
State troopers!
Hey, he's got a gun in his hand. He's got a gun.
Hey, put the gun away.
Put the gun down! Put the gun down! Put the gun down!
All right, he's putting it down. Sorry. Good evening.
Oh, sorry. Hi.
Yeah, we got a report. There's a lot of arguing and some fighting coming from this residence.
I know. We're sleeping.
Okay, it sounded like it was a neighbor calling in, so we don't know if they know exactly where it was coming from.
I know.
Did you guys hear any arguing, anything like that?
No. She was hollering for the dog a while ago.
Okay, they said that there was something about a dog, so that could have been it.
There's no sign of a struggle, and all is well at this house.
Sorry, we didn't mean to yell at you or anything like that, but, you know, we see someone coming to the door with a gun.
He's got a gun, too.
All right, we'll let you get back to your evening.
Okay.
All right, folks. You have a good night.
Yep, David.
Back in Anchorage and back on patrol, Officer Fraze gets called to a single car accident.
So we got red station wagon, unknown plate, went into the ditch. Male and female are trying to get it out. A native female is staggering around, so they think maybe he is drunk. No real reason to go into the ditch. Hello.
Hello.
You talked to these guys yet, Mike? How's it going?
It's going good.
What's happening?
I'm trying to get back down the hill.
You're trying to get back down the hill?
Yeah, I'm trying to teach her how to drive.
Oh, you're driving, learning how to drive?
She's learning? Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you guys have IDs?
Yes, ma'am.
Where are you guys going?
Home.
Home?
Trying to get out of this ditch.
Okay, you're swaying. You're not gonna fall down, are you?
No.
How much you been drinking?
Quite a few.
Okay. No, you don't have ID? Okay. What's your social? Okay. Why are you swearing at me?
Why are the police coming up in this?
Somebody called. These people called here.
Called?
Yeah.
I mean, this is a private party. Why call?
Somebody called.
Sure.
What's your social?
I don't know it by heart.
How old are you?
21. 22.
And you don't know your social security number? Okay, why don't you come over here and talk to me for a second? And what happened here? You're just trying to back straight down? Or why? How come you didn't turn around up there? Well, now, are you okay? Have you driven much before?
In Kenai.
Okay. How much alcohol have you had?
There was just one beer.
One beer? How about you be honest with me and tell me how much alcohol you've had?
Just one beer last night.
One beer last night?
No, one beer today and last night a whole bunch.
Walk down to that parking lot right down there.
Fraze takes her through a series of field sobriety tests.
Keep looking at the pen. Nope. See?
Okay, 1,000. Oops. 2 1,000. 3 1,000.
Okay, stop. All right, go ahead and put your hands behind your back for me.
Why?
Because you're under arrest for operating under the influence.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
How do you know?
How do I know? Because your eyes and all that other stuff that you're doing tells me that you've had too much to drink today. And I think you know that.
Stand back. You need to stand back, please. I'm not going to say it again. You need to back up. Just stand back, please.
Do you want to go in handcuffs too, or are you going to listen to the officer? Just relax. I'm going to come talk to you in a minute, okay? I need you to relax.
In hopes of helping his friend's case, the man pleads ignorance on Alaska's driving laws.
She's driving drunk today, so...
She's not driving, she's learning.
Yeah, I know, but you can't even learn drunk. You have to learn sober, yeah. Doesn't that make sense to you?
Sober,
I know.
but I'm 18 and older.
But he's got his own troubles.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be picking up a friend from her.
But you don't have a driver's license.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't. It's expired in 2009.
Correct. I mean, I'm not fighting with you, but you got me.
I know.
Correct.
I know all these things. You should have been sober. She should have been sober.
I mean, she backed down, but she backed down into a ditch.
She not
funny.
Well, there's not a mirror up there for her to use.
There was one at one time.
Not today.
Today.
Where's that rearview mirror? That's why no mirrors anywhere. Poor girl can't learn to drive without any mirrors.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Drinking and no mirrors.
She wasn't drinking in the car.
Well, you know what I mean. She's drunk.
I mean,
She's not as drunk as you, but she's drunk.
that's what I'm saying. Why don't you let her go and then take me?
Because you weren't driving. What should I take you for? Just being drunk and silly?
Who's driving?
So the car magically got here?
Could be.
Maybe. All right. Went to the bar, decided it'd be a good night to teach someone how to drive. And as you can tell, the car in the ditch didn't go too well. Not the best way to learn to drive. Sober up to learn to drive is much better. Both the teacher and the student should be sober.